The Indianapolis Colts just pulled off something the rest of the NFL didn't even see coming. While everyone else keeps chasing star names and max contracts, the Colts quietly built a powerhouse that's winning smarter, not louder. 7 wins in 8 games isn't luck, it's a warning shot. This team isn't supposed to be peaking right now, but somehow they've created a formula that feels unstoppable. Nobody expected this offense to rank with the greatest scoring units of the past 25 years, yet here they are, right alongside the 07 Patriots, 18 Chiefs, and 20 Packers. Every drive feels like proof that this team cracked the code. They aren't winning with flashy plays or miracle throws. They're winning with balance, control, and a quarterback who's rewriting what value looks like in today's NFL. Daniel Jones has become the center of a story that doesn't make sense on paper, but works perfectly on the field. What started as a question mark has turned into one of the smartest decisions any front office made this decade. The Colts didn't just find production, they found profit in the most expensive position in sports. That's what makes this run so dangerous. The Colts have found a way to dominate without breaking the bank, and that opens the door to everything else. Stronger rosters, deeper rotations, and years of flexibility. But how did they manage to get top-tier quarterback play for a rookie-level price? Because right now, that's the part every team in the league wishes they could copy. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Colts and all the NFL content. Can we get 200 likes on this video? The Colts found value where everyone else overspent. Around the league, 8 quarterbacks make over $50 million per year, yet Daniel Jones delivers starter-level production at roughly $14 million. He is 27, he is experienced, and he sits in a price zone that almost never exists for a proven starter. That gap is not just a bargain, it is a strategy that changes what you can build around the position. This price gives the roster a 4-year window to grow without cutting corners. It keeps the offensive line together, it funds a real pass rush, and it lets you add smart veterans when injuries hit. Baker Mayfield once flirted with this lane, but Jones in this role is even cleaner for team building because the tag and extension math stays friendly while performance stays steady. The front office did not chase headlines, it chased flexibility, and that choice now shows up across the depth chart. The result is not theory, it is production you can feel each Sunday. Cheaper at quarterback means more help everywhere else, which turns drives into points and close games into wins. If you want to see how this strategy looks on the scoreboard, watch how often Indy finishes possessions with real damage. Next, we break down the scoring habits that put this offense in rare company, and why the points per drive data tells the full story. The Colts turn series into points at a rate that shocks the league. Drive after drive, they stay patient, they stack first downs, and they finish. By the numbers, they are number 1 in points per drive, which means the average possession ends with the scoreboard moving more often for Indy than for anyone else this season. That is not noise. It is a pattern that holds across quarters and across game scripts. How do they keep doing it, even when defenses sell out to stop the run or shade the deep ball? It starts with smart first down calls that keep second and third down short. Jonathan Taylor pulls safeties closer, quick game answers pressure, and play action opens clean windows in the middle of the field. Shane Steichen uses motion to force simple reads, the line protects long enough for routes to develop, and the receivers compete at the sticks instead of settling short. The mix is calm, repeatable, and hard to scout out in 1 week. The most telling piece is how often third downs turn into chunk gains instead of punts. That only happens when the quarterback reads leverage and throws on time. If you still think this is a safe check-down attack, the next part will change that view. We are about to show how Daniel Jones turns high-pressure downs into explosives, and why calling him a game manager misses the truth. Daniel Jones is doing things that almost no quarterback has ever done. On third down, he owns the league's best efficiency with a 75% completion rate and at least 10 yards per attempt. That's a combination nobody has seen in more than 4 decades. He's not padding stats with screens or dump passes. He's attacking deep, hitting tight windows, and converting downs that used to stall drives. Those plays are the backbone of how this offense stays alive when the moment gets heavy. What separates him right now is timing and confidence. When the pocket starts to close, he doesn't panic, he climbs, resets, and fires a strike past the sticks. That balance of poise and aggression puts him next to names like Steve Young, Kurt Warner, and Joe Burrow during their most efficient stretches. Jones reads defenses with patience, understands leverage, and trusts his receivers to finish. Every big throw this season has felt like proof that he's finally found his rhythm in an offense built to maximize his skill set. And the ripple effect is everywhere. The receivers win cleaner routes, the line protects longer, and the running game faces lighter boxes. The game manager label doesn't fit anymore because he's dictating pace instead of reacting to it. That evolution is why the Colts' passing attack looks smoother and why defenses can't key in on one player. But if Jones has unlocked the passing game, the next question is who's driving the ground attack that keeps it all balanced? That answer, of course, is Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is the force that tilts the field for the Indianapolis Colts. Through 8 games, he leads the league's triple crown for runners with carries, yards, and touchdowns. And the pace looks closer to a record chase than a hot streak. The projection says just over 1,800 rushing yards and about 30 total touchdowns if he keeps this tempo. That level of impact puts him in every awards talk right now, even with the usual tilt toward quarterbacks. What makes it even scarier is how normal the workload looks. He averages about 22 to 23 touches per game, and still turns every touch into around 6 yards. There are already 4 games with 3 rushing touchdowns, which shows how his bursts decide outcomes, not just drives. Defenses know what is coming, yet the vision and burst still cut through stacked fronts, and the screen game punishes anyone who crowds the box. This is why the offense stays balanced without strain. Jones gets cleaner windows because safeties cheat down, the line gets to fire off the ball, and the game slows to Colts speed. Taylor is the tone setter that makes everything else easier. If the attack is this sharp, the next piece is the shield behind it. Now we turn to the defense that keeps scores in check and turns momentum into wins. The Indianapolis Colts defense makes every yard feel expensive. The front crashes pockets with power and length, while the interior closes run lanes before they open. DeForest Buckner wins with hands and timing. Grover Stewart holds the point, and the edges squeeze escapes, so quarterbacks have to throw on schedule. The result shows up in a simple truth. Opponents earn fewer easy plays, so drives stall and the offense gets the ball back with short fields. Coverage matches that edge work with smart leverage and fast eyes. Kenny Moore reads routes and jumps throws without gambling. Safeties pass off crossers clean, and linebackers rally to the first move. Red zone snaps are calm, not frantic, which is why this unit sits at 7th in points per drive allowed. It is not built on one-star turn. It is built on 11 players doing their job at the same time, which is why explosives feel rare and third downs feel long. Depth keeps the engine running when bodies are sore. Samson Ebukam brings burst when available. Tyquan Lewis adds sturdy snaps, and rotation pieces keep the pace high into the fourth quarter. That is the quiet edge of this roster. Fresh legs finish games. Now, the question is health and availability for the next test. The practice report just swung from concern to optimism, and the details could shape how Indy attacks Sunday. Early in the week, the injury sheet looked brutal. 10 names showed up, 9 of them didn't practice, and fans braced for another wave of setbacks. But 48 hours later, the tone flipped completely. 7 players practiced fully and only 3 were held out. A swing that felt like the best news the team could get before heading to Pittsburgh. What started as worry turned into calm because the right names moved in the right direction. Nick Cross practiced fully after nursing a shoulder issue, Josh Downs returned without restriction, and Braden Smith got his normal rest before working again. Kenny Moore managed his Achilles recovery smoothly, while Jalen Jones logged steady reps that suggest a light snap count return. Each of those updates tightens the rotation, fills key depth roles, and keeps continuity in the secondary and protection groups. It is the kind of quiet momentum that separates steady teams from panicked ones in mid-season. A few players still need time. Samson Ebukam remains week to week. Tyquan Lewis continues to ramp up, and Grover Stewart's foot will dictate his workload. None of it feels alarming, though. the roster looks balanced, rested, and ready for another physical matchup. With availability trending up, the Colts now have their full identity intact again, just in time to face a Steelers team led by Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf. That clash will reveal if this steady rise is a short run or a lasting shift in the AFC race. The Indianapolis Colts feel different because the foundation is different. The owner sets a calm tone, the front office stays patient, and Shane Steichen gives the roster a clear voice. That mix turns noisy, weeks into steady plans. Players know the standard, coaches know the identity, and the results look like a program that can last, not a one-month surge. This approach pays off in simple ways that matter. Smart contracts keep space open, the draft adds real depth, and veterans want to join a group that wins with purpose. The locker room trusts the plan because it rewards effort and role clarity. Offense and defense pull in the same direction, and game flow stays on brand even when the script changes. That is how a team turns close games into control. Now the question shifts from how they rose to how high they can go. Road tests are coming, seeding is at stake, and every opponent will try to crack this formula. If Indy keeps the same poise, the same situational edge, and the same team-first style, this run can stretch into January. The next chapter is simple but huge. Can the cap-smart build hold when the pressure jumps? And who steps up when the moment asks for a new hero?